Good afternoon. Here is the midday news on OGBC. I am Bolaji Eze. First, the major items. Federal government announces plans to cushion the current economic hardship, just as it's commending the Niger state government on quick response to Saturday's tanker explosion. Israel has released more Palestinian prisoners. The federal government said it's planning to distribute 75,000 naira each to 70 million Nigerians to alleviate economic hardship. The senior special assistant to the president on public affairs, Honorable Aliyu Audu, who announced the initiative, emphasized President Bola. He highlighted the economic policies of the current administration, which have attracted foreign investments and increased foreign reserves by $7.69 billion in 1 year. Honorable Audu noted that improved security has allowed fairness, better access to their fields, leading to expected food surplus, while also announcing the repatriation of $52.88 million noted funds from the US. The chairman of the Presidential Committee on Tax Policy and Fiscal Reforms, Mr. Taiwo Oyedele, says the National Assembly will pass the controversial tax reform bills into law in the first quarter of 2025. Mr. Oyedele also informed that implementation of the tax reform bills will commence in July. The Presidential Committee on Tax Policy and Fiscal Reforms chairman, who gave the assurance in an interview, said the National Assembly is expected to resume deliberations on the bill after the suspension of actions on it last year. Mr. Oyedele submitted that removing fuel subsidies was the best decision Nigeria could make, as it was no longer sustainable. The Nigerian Labour Congress has frowned at the recent hike in the pump price of premium motor spirit, known as petrol, described it as the height of insensitivity against the masses. Speaking with newsmen on Sunday, the chairperson of the NLC in Lagos State, Mrs. Ceci Fumi, accused oil marketers of being major contributors to Nigeria's economic challenges. Mrs. Fumi also criticized oil marketers for manipulating petroleum pricing to exploit Nigerians, alleging that they were undermining the government's efforts to stabilize the downstream sector. According to her, the recent reduction in the pump price of petrol did not sit well with marketers because it disrupted their exploitative practices. She, however, applauded President Tinubu's administration for reviving two of Nigeria's refineries in Port Harcourt and Warri, emphasizing that the development should lead to a further reduction in fuel prices. The Niger state government has been commended for its quick response to the tank explosion disaster at the Jiko Junction. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Bolaji Mohammed Idris, gave the commendation when he visited the scene of the incident in Suleja on Sunday. Alhaji Idris informed the state government that the federal government will provide free medical service to all critically injured victims of the incident. He added that Mr. President is deeply saddened by the incident and extends his condolences to the state government and the people of Suleja Emirate. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria has announced the 2025 from southern states expected to pay 8.7 million naira. The chairman of the commission, Professor Abdullahi Usman, made this known in a statement by the commission's Assistant Director of Information and Publication, Mrs. Fatima Usera, this Monday in Abuja. According to him, intending pilgrims from Borno and Adamawa zones are expected to pay 8.3 million naira, describing the fare as the stakeholders. Professor Usman noted that the effort was to ensure inclusivity in the decision making. He advised the program adhere to Saudi guidelines, register early, and make timely payments to avoid inconveniences. You're listening to the midday news on OGBC 90.5 FM. Israel released 90 Palestinians and taken to the hospital in central Israel, where a doctor said they were in still condition. Hours later, the Israeli West Bank Palestinian prisoners released while Israel left Alpha prison on buses at around 1 a.m. with jubilant crowds celebrating their arrival in the new town of Petunia. As the ceasefire checked on Sunday morning, thousands of displaced war-weary Palestinians set off across the devastated Gaza Strip to return home. Syria's new defense minister, Mr. Damascus Muraf Abu Qasra, has said that it would not be right for US-backed Kurdish fighters based in its northeast to retain their own bloc within the broader integrated Syrian armed forces. Speaking to newsmen on Sunday, Mr. Muraf Abu Qasra informed that the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces was procrastinating in its handling of the complex issue. The SDF, which was carved out semi-autonomous zone through 14 years of war, has been in talks with the new administration in Damascus, led by former rebels who toppled President Bashar al-Assad on December 8. However, SDF Commander General Mascom Abdi has said that one of their central demands is a decentralized administration, saying the SDF was open to integrating with the Ministry of Defense. A prison officer this Monday said South Korea's impeached president, Mr. Yoon Suk Yeol, had his mugshots taken and underwent a physical check before spending his first night in jail. The criminal suspect, Mr. Don't Raid Task Week, becoming the first certain South Korean state to be detained in a criminal probe and insurrection charges over his botched declaration of martial law. China has executed two men who committed deadly attacks that killed dozens in December, raising concerns about a surge in what is called revenge on society crimes. According to reports, Pham Weidul, who rammed his car into a crowd outside a sports stadium in the southern city of Zhejiang, killed at least 35 people, was executed this Monday. Authorities say the attack was the country's deadliest in more than a decade. Also in November, 21-year-old Trushan killed 8 people, injured 17 in a stabbing attack at his vocational school in eastern city of Shuqi. Police said Wu had failed his examination and could not graduate and was dissatisfied about his at an internship. Now to sport. Novak Djokovic was at the center of another Australian Open road this Monday while defending champion Jannik Sinner needed medical attention in fierce heat to battle into the quarterfinals. However, American teenage qualifier Leonard James Vettel ran as over after he suffered an eye problem at a four-set defeat to Italy's Lorenzo Sonego. With temperatures rising above 30 Celsius for a second successive day, Ukraine's Elena Svitolina beat Veronika Tova, then declined to shake the Russian's hand. Five-time major champion Igor Swiatek will later be desperate to avoid a big shock against lucky loser ever in a bid to win a maiden Melbourne crown. Economic hardship breeds criminality. Government should do the needful for the benefit of all. To end the meeting is another look at the major items. Speaking at the event on Sunday, the special senior advisor to the President on Public Affairs, Honorable Ali effect of current economic hardship. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Mohammed Idris, during a visit to the scene of the tanker explosion on Saturday, commended the Niger State government for quick response to the incident. He also said that Israel this Monday released more additional Palestinian prisoners. The media news was edited by Idris Adelaku and broadcast from OGBC Abeokuta. For exclusive programs and the latest news updates, visit our website at ogunradio.ng. Follow us on Facebook at Ogun Radio Abeokuta and on X at OGBC 905 FM. You can also listen to OGBC on the Radio Garden.